Here at the Frederick V. Pankow Center, we ask students if they think there should be a business class to teach them about proper business etiquette.
Absolutely. The fact that there isn't a class that teaches you about the etiquette of just taxes or how to do anything like that, it's absurd.
Yeah, there should be more classes that have at least some type of work etiquette. Like at Lakeview, we have a class called Business, and it teaches you about insurance, and it teaches you a little bit you make a resume and you kind of do a little bit with job interviews, but I feel like there should be a class that's called job skills or something like that. Before I got my first job, I didn't know how to make a resume. I didn't know how to go and apply for a job or do a cover letter or conduct myself in a job interview. And it wasn't until the end of my junior year or start of my senior year, where I've already had a job for a year and a half, that I learned how to do those things to get a career.
Definitely. Just a simple class could definitely help learning all the things to do with a job and stuff like that. Or even just an after-school program or something. Even if it's short, just kind of learning the ropes and stuff like that.
The only class that somewhat helped me about business and business etiquette is probably my government class, but that it was just a small touch on it. We didn't even dive deep into it.
And we asked if they had any advice that they learned from their own thoughts.
If you haven't found a job yet, or you still haven't had your first job, find something that you're passionate about, first of all. You don't want to get stuck in a job where you're not happy, and it also makes it harder to get hired if you work at a place and then quit right after. I would go on Google, go on a website like Indeed, and create a profile and put all the experience that you've had. Even if you haven't had any work experience, put what you've done in school, like a student council or National Honor Society or sports or something like that. You could count that as extracurriculars, and it's still something that jobs will look for.
I think, first off, people need to learn how to speak properly. So there's a difference between how I speak with my friends and how I speak with people who I want to obtain their business, or someone off the street who's come into my business. There's a whole different respect level that I think is missing in a lot of language right now. And you need to know your customers. You need to know your customer base. So depending upon what my business is, will attract a very specific kind of customer, and you need to talk or act in that specific fashion.
Okay, I think that they should maybe intern at a place that they're interested in working, because then they can learn what needs to be done in that setting, and then they can work on those skills. Maybe talk to people that are already in that business or that line of work.
So what they're lacking is the understanding that they're in a business realm. Everything is very casual for most students. So what ends up happening is a student will not worry about spelling or capitalization or any type of grammar in a formal email where they're trying to actually get somebody's business. So the second I see an email that has improper spelling, improper grammar, improper capitalization, misspelling of my name, things that a lot of students don't seem to really care about when they're basically conversing with each other, because that's how social media works. We don't really care about any type of punctuation or grammar in social media, but everything's on social media, and that's where students don't understand how business works. I think in today's world, business is constantly changing, and you have to change with it. I think this generation understands the value of social media, but doesn't understand how to leverage it. And I think if they learn how to leverage their knowledge of social media a little better, they can take whatever business they're working on and do incredibly well.
From the Frederick V. Pankow Center, this is Andrew Frontera, Braden Pablo, and Jacob Mason signing off.